louder. I am going to spend a couple of minutes this morning honoring our dearly departed Sara. I thought it would be kind of fun to maybe do a more kind of informal interview thing. So we're going to kind of go David Letterman and Johnny Carson.
So I sat down.
There's a lot of things that I learned through this little interview process that I didn't know about Sara, and I bet there's some things that you might learn as well. She's going to tell us about her history in life, and then also give us a little idea of what she's going to be doing in the future. Sara, stand up a lay.
Okay.
And we're gonna just kind of. Oh, dude, I have notes, man.
Oh my gosh. You should fact check that.
I am. Actually, I wouldn't blame you. So here we go. As it turns out, there are a couple of points of contact that Sara and I have.
Which I already knew.
Which you knew.
Right.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I was
We've
oblivious.
had conversations before.
Well, old people forget stuff. So there you have it. So Sara, you started out life living in Washington.
Yes.
In a little town called Yelm, and a little bit bigger town, Tacoma. My dad is from Seattle. I lived there for several years, and Washington was a neat place. Tell us quickly about your experience there in Washington.
I moved when I was 5. That's it.
You moved
That's all
when you were
I got.
5, and you have no clear memory.
No. My younger sister thinks she remembers things, and I think she's full of it.
Right,
She would have been
that could be
3.
possible. Yeah. Okay, subsequent to Washington, you moved to Northern California.
Yep.
And tell us what you did there.
My great-grandparents owned a farm that my dad grew up working at every summer. So when they were selling it, they subdivided it, and he got the smallest and worst part, not realizing that. And has hobby farmed ever since. You know, where you buy when the prices are high and you sell when the prices are low. He's excellent at that. So I grew up on a farm in Northern California. We were homeschooled and as sheltered as they could make us. And very small town. It was 1,700 when I left for college, and I think it's up to 3,100 now. So It's grown.
And what portion of your education did you pursue there while you were in that area?
I graduated from homeschool there.
Graduated from homeschool.
K to 12, yeah.
Okay.
And I was weird for a while, so like all of your thoughts about weird homeschoolers are true. I just didn't meet you until like 15, 20 years later, so.
Okay. And then subsequent to that, what was your next move?
I went to a Bible college in San Jose, and it was one of those things. It's funny because I didn't like school. Being homeschooled, like it's just you read all the time, which I like reading, but it's, you read the boring stuff all the time. So I didn't like school, and I was like, I didn't like being sheltered. So I'm like, I'm not going to a Christian school, and I end up at a Bible college. I don't remember how that worked, but by the time I got there, I wanted to be there. But I double majored in Bible and music, and everyone says, oh, don't major in music, you can never use it. So as soon as I graduated, I got a job teaching music for a year just to prove that I could.
To prove them all wrong.
Yeah. One of my great joys in
Under
life.
threat of academic probation.
I think I had 3.9 in college.
Not too shabby. Yeah. What happened to the other .1?
It was probably PE or something.
Okay, we let you slide on that one then. They told me, don't worry, Dale, D's passing.
Well, you know, in homeschool, PE is run around the house 5 times, and if I walked, I didn't get a good grade.
That's a
And I walked.
stringent set of, standards.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you and I also have another point of contact.
Yeah. Are you going to tell them what you said about it before you realized we had the point of contact?
Well, of course. So you went to work on a
Jerusalem?
master's at Jerusalem University College. How an institution of higher learning can be both a university
Oh, no, we
and a
made fun of that
college
too. That's legit.
is something
I
that
think
I
it's a
don't
British
clearly
thing.
understand. Yeah.
We're going to blame them.
And so you majored in the history and geography
Of the Holy Land.
the Holy Land. So years later, Liz and I went to Jerusalem University College for a 3-week class on the history and geography.
And how much of that class did you attend, Bill?
So me and Liz showed up for the first class. And after taking a look at all their stupid maps, which they didn't have GPS.
That was my favorite class,
yeah,
by the way.
back in the day. And I think we actually took one test, and there was 20 other college students in the class, and this included a 3-week tour of the Holy Land. Me and Liz bagged it and played hooky the rest of the 2.9 weeks and just scouted out Jerusalem on our own because I...
No, we went on the field trips.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, the field trips,
Yes.
yeah.
We just didn't go to the class.
Yeah, we just didn't go to
So
the
he tells
classroom.
me this, and then he asked what my major was, and it was basically that for a year and a half. That's how much I liked it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's cool. Hi, Diane.
So they told us, well, the 2 Californians are never here. So, they, you know, I was given an incomplete for that class, and believe me when I tell you, I'm at peace with it. Okay, so that's JUC. And Liz and I are still in contact with that place. We've watched their online
Yeah.
education
They're-
stuff.
they're good,
And the place is really fascinating.
Good sometimes.
Okay, so next up, you ended up in California again,
Yeah.
right?
I like it here.
Okay, that's good. And you worked on your master's theology
Yes.
at Fuller.
In Sacramento.
Fuller Extension?
Yep.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
great because of the Fuller extensions. They understand that people like have jobs and lives and want to work and don't need to be studying 80 hours a week. And then I moved down here and they didn't
Okay.
understand that.
I thought that was here in
Yeah.
Pasadena.
No, well, it started there and then I finished
Yeah.
down here.
So during this same period, you also had something I think is fascinating, extensive experience working with Asian congregations.
Yes, that
Tell
was-
us about that a little bit.
After I moved down here, I got an email I graduated from Fuller, and I thought I was going to teach Bible. I wasn't planning to be a pastor because I'd gone to enough churches that said women can't, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll do something else. And so I was still kind of in that mindset of here's what I'm going to do. And then I got a random email from a Fuller student saying, hey, you want to help us plant a church? And it was a Korean student that I'd never met at a Korean immigrant church, which I didn't know to be terrified of then. And I said, hey, but I'm not Korean. And they're like, that's the point. And so I came down and I worked with them for about a year and a half. And through that time, God really affirmed that, no, church ministry is what he's calling me to.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I went from there. The church that I met Melanie and Julia at, I interned there. It's kind of it was more of a mid-sized church, and I wanted that experience. And then I did a Chinese immigrant church, and then I did an Asian American. So I've done a lot of Asian and Asian American ministries.
Okay.
Hold
And
on,
is
it's gonna
this
seem weird.
commensurate with the time that you dodged the big bullet?
Oh, yes.
The dreaded promise ring?
So some of you, maybe who are not here, have heard me make fun of promise rings. Because if somebody gives you a promise ring and not an engagement ring, it's basically it's the pre-engagement thing, and I'm like, that's a death sentence, you're breaking up. So at church camp, at Christian college, saw a lot of promise rings, and I'm like, yeah, no. So I made fun of it for years. And then the guy I was dating, he was moving down to Southern California. I'm like, well, I'll move too, because I thought we were doing well, going seriously, and he was advised to give me a promise ring because just to show commitment, even though he wasn't ready to propose yet or whatnot. And so, anyway, not married.
Anyway, not married. The cheap sucker. I mean, what kind of stone was in it?
I gave it back.
Glass?
And then I bought myself one that was nicer because I'm like, I can do better.
There you have it. And emerald is what you really deserve.
I don't know.
Okay, so now comes your Masters of Divinity.
Yes.
Also at Fuller. Okay.
Yeah.
And then shortly thereafter, you came to Oneonta.
Yeah.
So tell us how that all started.
So I knew Justin when he was the youth pastor here and I was the youth pastor at another church, and we would do collaborative things. So So I got to know him when we were doing like 30-hour family together with a couple of other churches. And then I believe Oneonta hosted one. And then my church terminated my position, let's say. And I was like in between things. And Justin's like, I think we have a project here for you. It was like a short-term temporary thing to just go in and like critique some programs and be like an outside person to like give like ideas and kind of see things as an outsider and like review a bunch of different things. And it was like a 2.5 month, 3 month project. And then I was like still looking for a job and everything. But I was like, hey, I kind of like it here. Can I hang around and help you out? He was juggling too many things. So I was like, well, maybe I can help teach the youth Sunday school class. And he liked that a lot, but he didn't like that I wasn't getting paid. Since I had a theological education, I'm like, it's Sunday school. You don't get paid for Sunday school. It's fine. And so, so he and Brad and some other people finagled some things to get me here very, very, very part-time. And then Lincoln asked, why haven't you been ordained? Which is funny because every church I've been at, I'm like, hey, so how do I start the ordination process? And there's always an excuse for why I can't. I don't speak in tongues or what? Oh, hi, Avery. Love you, Avery. So anyway, there's always a thing, and so it's just funny when they're like, why haven't you been ordained? And I'm like, not for lack of trying. And so the church kind of jumped through some hoops, and I had already done most of the work for ordination. I just had to like kind of compile it all together. Like I already had the right degree and the right lots of things. And so, I was licensed in December of 2028. So that was like within a year of me coming to this church, and then hired by the church formally in February of 2019. I'm saying the right dates, 2018, 2019, and then summer of 2019. You all ordained me. Thank you very much.
I personally have heard her speak in tongues. So,
Can you tell all these songs about pastors?
She didn't give up on that completely.
Oh, you just
She
aren't
claimed it
telling
was
them.
Greek, but I know
You aren't
that.
telling them, so I won't go to that tonight.
No, we ain't going. So, would you please tell us? I mean, of all the stuff that you've done here, what do you think is your greatest successes, or are your greatest successes?
Noelle
Where's she at?
and Evie.
Oh, there they are.
Jury's out on you. Avery. My favorite thing here was building a kind of a girls' small group. It was like an alternative youth group. It wasn't intended to be that, but it became a collection for people who didn't fit at their churches for various reasons. And during COVID, we figured out a way to safely meet in person, and no other churches were doing that. And it was just like, I felt like we met a need that wasn't being seen or just overlooked, because when it's only a few people, they kind of get lost, and we were able to focus on those few people. And so that is my proudest accomplishment here. And of course there's a lot of smaller things, like this summer getting so many of you to get up in the pulpit and share. That was amazing. But yeah.
Yeah. Our summer series has been a great success.
Yeah.
Very
Let's
good.
shoot. Where's Helga?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I know you didn't think we could pull it off, but we did okay.
You did very okay.
And I love, because Helga will tell me if she doesn't think we can pull
Oh
it
no,
off.
she threatened me multiple times about
So.
my sermon, trying to
Well,
keep me straight.
I threatened you because you deserved it.
Okay, to finish things off, I mean, tell us where you're going, where you're heading, what
Yeah.
you're going to be doing there.
I'm going to not the smallest town I've heard of, because there's apparently one on the California coast that is like population 15. But this town is 90 population. It's about like 3 blocks by 2 blocks is the town proper. The church is 3 miles from town. It's the original church in the community, and it's currently the only church for about 30 miles. So I will be doing everything and trying to convince other people that I shouldn't be doing everything, so they need to volunteer. But they actually have been holding down the fort. The pastor retired in January, so they've been doing it for that long. And they told me, we hope when we get a new pastor, like we've all learned how to do all these things. We hope we won't like step back and let them do everything. And I said, well, you just gave me permission. So yeah, and I know like Noelle's coming out next summer to help me with VBS, and so yeah, it's really cool. It's going to be a little bit of a lot of things, which I enjoy. I like the whole all hands on deck approach rather than like I'm terrible at staying in my lane. So I can bring other people into all the lanes, and there's some people already who I can see like raising up to be lay pastors, and it's gonna be really fun. So, and the other cool thing about the church is that it is very diverse age-wise. So it's not like an older congregation. The original farmers, their kids go away to school and then they come back to farm and they want to raise their families there. So unlike the small town I grew up of where people left if they could and stayed because they didn't feel like they had a choice, the people come back here so they live there on purpose. And I'm like, that'll be neat. Yeah. So I'll have a little bit of a captive audience. And then they told me the middle school group is like 10 to 20 kids and the high school group is 10 to 20 kids. So you gotta step it up, guys. Invite more friends here because.
Well, terrific. Thank you, Sarah. You're standing here. I assume that means you have a comment.
We were talking
just
to
a brief statement. Sarah, I've now known you for years, and what's always impressed me about you is that your heart is so full of love of Jesus, and it just shines out of you like this bright beacon. And I love that about you, and that's why I know that God is going to use you to do great things, and I'm so proud that we were able to ordain you. I believe women, yes, everyone should be ordained if you have a heart for Christ, and you have a heart for Christ. So I'm so happy that we ordained you, and I'm so proud to send you out to do His work. So God bless you.
And now, I see that hand. What do you want?
Sarah, can we just?
No.
Oh, she's gonna sit down. It won't be that long.
I don't believe you either.
I think that we should give her a round of applause and a standing ovation for the song that she sang at church today that she wrote. Wait, not yet. She wrote it. She sang it so beautifully, and she's such a talented person. She transposed all these charts for choirs because, or whatever, however you did it. She got his parts with Bill. And it was just like awesome. She's a very extremely multi-talented person. And I just hope God just blesses her and keeps her safe and healthy, puts a hedge of protection around her. In Jesus' name, that she can spread the Holy Spirit throughout the earth. Bless you, Sarah. Thank you.
Usually when somebody raises their hand at the back of the church, that means they want to come up and receive Jesus. Don't forget that you didn't go all
We can do
nutty
that.
nuts.
If anyone wants to